Good morning. It is 7:47 in the morning. I just made some breakfast. Want to see what I'm having for breakfast? Eggs and half an avocado. That's breakfast. I was gonna try to soft fry them or over easy or whatever you call it, but it didn't work out too well. And of course I don't know how to work this just yet, but anyway, I'll figure it out. I'm gonna eat my eggs and today I'm gonna for sure try to get Kiley's present done, and maybe I'll record part of that or something, I'm not sure, but I will talk to you later. Bye. Okay, so I just cut out the rectangles. They were 5 by 7. Now I'm gonna take some cardboard and cut out the sides about 3 inches by 23 5/8-ish. Okay, now you make your slits. You don't want to cut all the way through. If you can just bend it, like just barely pierce the cardboard and then bend it, this just helps it bend easier. I'm gonna mark where I did it just so I can see it better. And it's gonna be at, like I said before, it's gonna be covered with material, so it doesn't matter what you do to the cardboard. So you go 3.5 inches in for your first part, and then at 8 3/8 for your second. I might have to get the yardstick here in a minute. And then for your next one, I'm going to do 15 1/4. So I need to get my yardstick back here. And then for your final one, it's gonna be 20 1/8. So you go down. Here, make sure you have it lined up. 20 1/8. All right, so now you have your lines mapped out. You can take your little knife and just barely poke through the top. So you can bend it, see? And obviously I put the wrong side, but that's okay. Now it's on the other side, so now you can learn from my mistake. And finish the others the same way. There. Now when you put it together, you have a makeshift rectangle. And I'll show you how to do that later. All right, now you pick your material, and you need a little less than a yard. And you could probably make a couple boxes out of that. But so for your edges, you want to My material, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's doubled over. And my crease is up here, so it's up here, up on this side right here. And so I measured out how long I needed it. It's gonna be 7 inches wide to accommodate your sides by about 45 inches long. You can make it longer, I'm going to, because I like to have it more ruffly. So I'm gonna do it this way, cut it first. And be careful you don't cut yourself like I just did. I have to stop and take care of that in a minute here. And then carefully finish your cut. God, that drives me crazy. Okay, well, I need to go take care of this because I'm bleeding everywhere, so pause again. Okay, so now cleaned up my owie. I'll come back and I've measured the width of this to equal 7 inches. I actually took this and ironed it real quick to make my edges a little easier to work with. I'll press down on here. And this time, don't cut yourself. That was a pretty good cut. Just get this last piece. Okay. And of course, there's always one little stubborn piece. There we go. And because when I ironed it, I just kind of folded it over. I don't know if you can see all that. Now you have a really long piece. Mine is quite a bit longer than 45 inches, but I'm going to gather it and ruffle it around the edges. Now what you want to do is take and bend it over like this. And if you notice, 7 inches and your piece of cardboard is, I think it was 3.5, wasn't it? Remeasure, I can't remember. Nope, 3. So if you see how this is, you're gonna want to leave a little bit of an, so you're gonna sew along the edge here. Just a little bit in there, and then you're gonna flip it back inside out. Alright, now take your piece that you just sewed and turn the right side out. However you can do it. It's going to get all wrinkly anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright, now it's time to thread your cardboard in, and hopefully everything goes well because I didn't even test it. But you want to try to keep your seam on the bottom. Right now it doesn't really matter which spot the bottom is, but you do want to make sure that you keep it in that spot. And hopefully this goes well. And just slide it over your cardboard. Just gonna kind of help it through there, and if you've done like I have and made a really super long one, it's gonna take a while. Take a little bit here. Okay. Alrighty, now I have the fabric on things, and let's see if you can see all the pleats. I think I made mine a little bit too long with lots of pleats, but that's okay. And I kind of folded the material underneath at the ends here. And what you're gonna do now is take your box sides and fold it together like that. Now put it together at the ends and take some tape, masking tape or whatever, and tape it down. I'll do that real quick with my tape here. Okay, now I'm not sure if you can see this, but this is where your seam's at. Let's see here. See right there? That's your seam. You want to make sure that when you do this, you put it on the bottom. Before you do. And now take your material, slide it over masking tape. And if you can, slide it over the material just a little bit so that you have a seamless piece of material, or at least it looks that way, especially with all the gathers. And just kind of make it, see all the gathers? Now, I don't know if you can see that, see? Pretty cool, huh? Okay. All right, I forgot to mention that you actually finish doing that, and once you have your gathers the way that you like them, just set this part aside so that you can work on your top and your bottom. Okay, now that you've set your side portion aside, cut out a long strip of material that'll make at least 4 pieces if you were to put the cardboard on there, but you need to have at least 1 inch around each piece of cardboard. So cut that out. It doesn't have to be exact. So use your cardboard as a guide. Give yourself at least 1 inch all the way around. And again, be careful if you're using one of these doodads, because I cut myself earlier. Okay, now you should have 4 pieces of material for your top and your bottom pieces. Okay, now that you've done that, you can come back and cut your batting to be the same size as your cardboard. Okay, now you're ready to work on the base of your box. Take your cardboard, lay it down, and then take your glue. I'm using tacky glue. Run a thin line on both sides here, or you can do it one by one, but I'm gonna do it this, well actually I'll do it one by one too, just so you can do that. And rub your finger along the edge there. And take some pins. Make sure it stays nice and tight. And then do the same thing on the other side. Make sure when you pull it up on this side, that you get it nice and tight. Okay, there you have it. You're gonna let it dry. Now you can work on, you're gonna use a piece to put over the top of this to make it look nice. And usually you use some kind of fusing, but I didn't have any, so I just used super thin cardboard from fruit snack container. And you basically do the exact same thing that you just did. I think for this one I'm going to go spray some adhesive on the material just to make sure it lays nice and flat and I can press it on here. And I will be right back. Alright, unfortunately I wasn't able to record that because it dries too fast. See how nice that looks? Set those aside. Okay, just in case you're interested, this is what I used. Now for this one, you're going to set your batting down before you put your cardboard up there. Take your cardboard, set it up on top, and essentially you do the same thing you just did with everything else. And secure with some pins. And then push this back, make it nice and taut. Push down on here. And pull over. And again, secure with some pins. Okay. See how nice that is? Nice and poofy. Okay. Now allow that to dry, just like this one here. I'm gonna give this some time just because I want to be sure that it is dry. Okay. Now I think this one's pretty much dry, so we're going to take the little pins out. Make sure that when you put it on here, placing it with the pleats the way you like them, put a bead of glue along the edge here. You're going to have to pin it down because it's obviously going through the glue. Now the corners are a little bit tricky. You just take them and kind of make a funny fold like this. Probably can't see what I'm doing, but you make a little fold so that it goes around. There, now we've done the lace on the bottom. Now that you're done with your bottom part, you can do the top. Okay, now that that's done, you can go back to your other one and it should be fairly dry. Pull all the pins out. And then you can take one of your bottom pieces that you made. And for this part, we're going to use a glue gun. Okay, now press this on. And there you go. There's your bottom part. Okay, now the glue should be pretty set from the top piece. Okay. Now it is still a little tacky, so I'm going to let it finish drying. Okay, so I messed up a little bit when I put the lace around the edge here. I forgot to put my lace that goes through to the top. But I went ahead and lifted up the edge a little bit while it was still tacky here and slid my other lace that's decorative for the top underneath, and then secured it. And then I put my little heart through the lace there. I don't know if you can see. Okay, I secured it with some masking tape. Okay, now that the bottom part of the box is done, we're going to start doing the sides. Now this is a little bit tricky, but you don't want to use a hot glue gun for this because you want to be able to move things around and stuff like that. So what we're gonna do is, I just got another thing of glue because the other one was just too hard to mess with, but go all the way around the entire area of the box, and then we're gonna set the sides up there. If it doesn't look like you have enough glue, go ahead and put a little extra there. This is gonna get messy, so anyways, you wanna make sure that your back part is toward the back and that your seam is on the bottom. Just stick it in the glue. Like I said, it's gonna get messy. Then we are going to take pins to anchor okay, well, darn it. Okay, well, okay, press down nice and tight. Start putting some, if you have anything to wipe this off with, now would be a really good time. All right, the box is all done. I sewed the lid on. So now you can fill it with pretty things or give it away as a present or just keep it for yourself. I made this one for my granddaughter that is almost 7. She will be 7 in a few days. I'm gonna fill it with a few hair things and some cute little jewelry and give it to her as a gift for her birthday. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this vlog.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
It's late,
I guess we should squish in a little or something.
Squish in closer.
See if I can figure out how to hold this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
So, late night tonight. Looks like the battery's getting low. It's flashing on the camera.
It's gonna die. That's
oh,
okay.
No. I hope it doesn't die before we're done with this.
Alright, well, it's really super late.
Yeah.
We're all tired. We're gonna go to sleep, so we will talk to you guys tomorrow. We love you.
We love you.
Night.
Night.